Are you ready? Are you going to show me your best poses?
Welcome to King's Cross. King's Cross is one of the largest and most successful redevelopments in London. Over the past 20 years, what was an underused industrial site has been transformed and rejuvenated with new streets, squares and parks, homes, shops, offices, galleries, bars, restaurants, hotels, schools, and even a university. The location, the connections, the canal-side setting, the heritage, an exciting cultural scene, a thriving business community, and a strong sense of local community. All these things come together at King's Cross to make it unique and quite special. But this wasn't always the case. You may ask, how has King's Cross changed over time? Well, post-World War II, the area went into decline, and by the late 20th century, the railway lands had become a symbol of blight and decay, with derelict and disused buildings, railway sidings, warehouses, and contaminated land. It was also the stomping ground of many a 90s clubber. This strategic location has gone through many transformations over the years, from rural idle to industrial heartland. King's Cross is one of the largest and successful regeneration projects in London right now. It is a new part of London and a community for future generations to come. This is a rare and exciting development most Londoners have ever seen. Thank you to the developers and architects for the time and hard work. From what I can see, they have worked hard to make sure that everyone benefits from the investment going on here. You got to visit King's Cross to fully understand and appreciate what I am trying to explain. I got a little bit excited as I walked around King's Cross and St Pancras International, and its surroundings. The mixture of old and new buildings. The plush office buildings, restaurants, the British Library, hotels, residential and communal areas. The place is clean, residents are happy, and the R is now a place where one can go for a day out. Quite frankly, it is better than Oxford Circus. The place is rich with history. King's Cross Station was opened to passengers on October 14, 1852. It was designed by Louis Cubitt to be a simple and functional railway station in Britain. With the completion of Regent's Canal in 1820, King's Cross was linked to the industrial cities in the north, bringing both goods and industry to London. It was the coming of the railways in the mid-1800s, however, that transformed King's Cross into an important industrial and a transportation hub. Coal, grain, potatoes, and other commodities arrived here from the north of England to be transferred on. What a truly amazing story of development. No doubt, King's Cross has a rich and colorful past. Its location at the meeting point of road, river, and rail has shaped its history. This can be seen today in the old buildings, the layout of the streets, and in the stories of the communities based here. Although King's Cross looks so plush right now, it is worth mentioning that New Cross was once an area in decline too. Post-World War II, the area went into decline, and by the late 20th century, the railway lands had become a symbol of blight and decay, with derelict and disused buildings, railway sidings, warehouses, and contaminated land. It was also the stomping ground of many a 90s clubber and blatant prostitution. King's Cross was known for its nightlife and was something of a hub for artists and creative organizations. The problems of crime, unemployment, and a poor quality environment undermined the area. The arrival of the 21st century saw some significant changes that kick-started the next chapter in the history of King's Cross. From prostitution to rejuvenation, and still a work in progress. Anyone old enough to remember King's Cross in the 1980s will talk of an area of London that encapsulated everything that this decaying city became after the disastrous period of social decline that took place in the decade before. Homelessness, prostitution, curb crawling, soliciting, drug selling and taking, slum properties and lawlessness. King's Cross was a free-for-all with regard to criminal acts. Even the Director of Public Prosecutions received a caution for curb crawling in the area in October 1991. King's Cross was a mess, and an embarrassment to many. However, today tells a different story. It tells a success story. The planners can be praised at the way they have reinvented the area without losing its original identity. Its railway heritage has been kept as old buildings still stand with new interiors. Yes, the usual shops and restaurants are in abundance. They have re-landscaped around the canal and the gas holders just as perfectly well. My walk not only takes you round the new King's Cross, it is also a reminder of the sordid past. The area's star attractions will not be missed: hotels, stations, and a great library. There is so much to see with so little time. That was a great visit of King's Cross. It is clean, and I didn't meet anyone who was up to no good. Thank you to all who have contributed to changing and lifting King's Cross and St Pancras for the common good. Go check out this place. I wish they could do the same with other rundown places in London. Thank you everyone. I will catch you soon. Stay peaceful and blessed. Just another important point I have just remembered. The King's Cross Fire. The King's Cross Fire was a fire in 1987 at the London Underground station that caused 31 fatalities, and 100 people were injured. The fire under a wooden escalator suddenly spread into the underground ticket hall in a flashover. The cause was a discarded lit match on a wooden escalator. It smoldered and there was a rapid spread due to the trench effect. The fire began at approximately at 7:30 p.m. on November 18, 1987 at King's Cross St Pancras Tube Station. By the way, this is a major interchange on the London Underground, as well as the mainline railway stations above ground and subsurface platforms for the Metropolitan, Circle, and Hammersmith and City lines. The fire apparently seemed minor until it suddenly increased in intensity, billowing smoke up the ticket hall. The sudden transition in intensity and spout of fire was due to the previously unknown trench effect, discovered by the computer simulation of the fire, and confirmed in 2 tests on scale models. That accident made new fire and safety regulations. The wooden escalators had to be changed, and replaced by metal escalators. For the next change, smoking was banned from all underground stations, and overground stations in United Kingdom. No smoking is allowed in all trains either.
props barn for £5. All the guys, original photographs.